himself to the Canadian crowd. Since then, he's carved his name in history as probably the greatest player ever to play tennis. Now, he's playing under the lights for the second time in a row last night, and the pistol couldn't afford to fire blanks against Hyung-Taik Lee of Korea. We join proceedings in the fourth game of the first set. Sampras to serve at 1-2, Barry Cowan and Leif Shire as your commentators.
So the opening three games going to serve. And it's the number 13 seed serving now in the fourth game. Well, just Sampras' first event since Wimbledon. He skipped the event in Los Angeles, which is just around the corner from his home. Able to get through his opening match. Well, it's either aces or double faults this game. 15-30 now as Sampras struggling to find the range a bit here in his second service game.
Looks to me that Sampras is going for too much on his second serve, especially so early on in the match. Under no real pressure. But I think you can excuse him, Leif, when he knows he can hit a serve like that.
He's got the fallback position, doesn't he? Another ace. So a couple aces, couple double faults, 30 all. Well, that's where Hyung-Taik Lee is dangerous. Got a great ability to put that racket face right on the ball. Nice clean backhand.
Great return from Hyung-Taik Lee. He's a streaky player. It certainly was a streaky backhand.
A nice 1-2 from Sampras, a man who's won 11 Masters Series titles. Of course, his last title was in 2000 down in Miami. So another break point for Lee, and you can see he's had plenty of them. Well, another double fault. And that gives Lee the break of serve. A big moment now for the Korean.
Yeah, I think the pressure definitely told on Sampras there. He's already saved 9 break points. And usually it's only a matter of time. And that's exactly what happened.
Lee's win over Arnaud Clement in the opening round was only his second Masters Series match win. This would be a nice win to get here. Yeah, that's Sampras at his best.
And it certainly is such a sweet return from Sampras.
A nice bit of wrong footing from the Korean.
15.
Snap that backhand into Sampras' forehand corner.
I mean, a little critical there, Sampras. I think he should have tried to do more with that second serve return. Tried to take it more to Hyung-Taik Lee. Again, a very good backhand from Lee. Taking it very early.
I'm sure Sampras hasn't forgotten the last time these two played at the US Open in 2000. It was a tight opening set, 7-6, before Sampras won in 3 straight sets. But the Korean with a surprising run in New York.
Well, he was on a hot streak at that part of his career.
I think that one might have dropped on the line. Let's take another look. You can tell by Sampras' reaction that might have landed in. Yeah, right on the line.
But good tactic from Sampras. I think that he needs to do a lot of that in this match.
Yeah, that's an impressive finish for Lee. So the ace underlines the break. He's up 4-1 here in the opening set.
Went with serve. We rejoin with Sampras serving to stay in the first set at 2-5.
National Tennis Center, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Sampras trying to stay alive here in the opening set. And just not yet finding his rhythm on his serve. It's gotten him into some problems. No problem with that high backhand volley.
Good backhand volley from Sampras. And what the top players do is they back themselves. That at some stage in the match they'll find the rhythm on their big shots. This is for sure what Sampras is hoping.
Well, that was as solid a return as you can hit. That one did not fool the Korean whatsoever. And maybe that one was better. It may be even more solid.
Well, Hyung-Taik Lee is a very, very good mover. I think he's picking the ball up very well in under the lights. Looking to cover Sampras' best serve.
So as he has done so many times today, he's faced many difficult situations. He delivers an ace to get back to 30-all. Sampras coming into Toronto with some changes to his team. Jose Higueras is no longer coaching him. Paul Annacone, his longtime coach, is back in the fold. So Sampras takes care of his serve, and he's going to force the Korean to serve this one out. And what do you think is going through Lee's mind? Obviously a big moment, trying to close out a guy like Sampras.
Well, I mean, really, he's just got to continue what he's been doing so far. He's been the better player this set. You know, and make sure he plays 1 point at a time. That is really important.
Well, the one knock, I believe, on Lee is that he does get a little tight. He didn't look tight on that backhand. I think that's been his shot this set. Outside edge of the line.
Well, you've got to be feeling very good about yourself to hit a shot like this. 5-3. So for the first set. Of course, Hyung-Taik Lee came through qualifying, so he's brimming with confidence.
Pressing just a little bit on that forehand. Sampras, the one trying to dictate play. Nice combination of forehands, and it gives Lee a set point.
Well, that was really smart play from Lee. Peppering the Sampras backhand, as we all know, is his weaker wing. And then when he's got the short ball, threading it down the line.
So the Korean has done it. He's won the opening set. Sampras has never won in Toronto, and his quest this year is in jeopardy.
So Lee with the first set 6-3. The opening 2 games of the second set were held. We pick up with Sampras at 1-all.
Sampras is going to have to pull a Houdini job here. Down a set. And what do you think he has to do, Barry? I think he's got to get more first serves in for sure. Hopefully that's going to raise his play a little bit. Struggled with his level of play.
Well, at the moment, but he's just got to hang in there. The top players always back themselves when it gets to the crunch time. That's what he's got to do here.
We saw moments against George Bastel at Wimbledon where Sampras looked well out of sorts. Good effort to get back in that match, but just unable to finish in typical Sampras fashion.
30-15.
Well, it's definitely not the same Pete Sampras as a few years ago. But the one thing he still has, he still believes he can win the top titles. As long as he believes, he's halfway there.
Well, that man right there, Paul Annacone, trying to reaffirm that belief. I've been impressed with Lee's ability to return the Sampras serve. I mean, this is a tough return, and that's a tester for any player.
Well, what he did was he hit a second serve to Lee's strength. It's his backhand. And we've seen it so many times through the years. Big point, Sampras loves to go to the forehand on the deuce side.
Time and again, the Lee backhand able to pick up some quick points. Sampras really caught flat-footed there.
Well, it was interesting to see Sampras elected to stay back. That return that Lee hit at 30-15 was certainly playing on Sampras' mind.
Well, it was announced just last week that Pete Sampras and his wife Bridget are going to have a baby. And of course, Pete Sampras says, well, I've done something right this year. So congratulations to him and his lovely wife Bridget. And Lee just uncanny in his ability to pick those serves and rocket back returns. I mean, look at how close he is inside the baseline.
Well, really, because he's able to take the ball so early, it gives Sampras no time to react to the volley. I mean, this is the third time in a row on the big point Sampras has elected to go to the Lee forehand. I think next time he's got to move over a bit and cover that side.
And oftentimes when a guy's returning this well, it might be good to slide one into the body like that. You see, I think like a champion, Barry. I just couldn't play like one.
It's actually a tactic that Sampras doesn't usually like to use. He prefers to go for the corners, but I think in this game he's been forced to go for that option because of Lee's returning.
Now let's see what Sampras is up to here. Looks like he's going to change rackets. I don't believe he broke a string. But
well, Sampras strings his racket so tight, and of course he's still using that racket he's used for since the start of his professional career.
First serve.
There is the electronic device that beeps in the umpire's ear when a ball touches the net. So a let was called. Just first serve coming.
Advantage Sampras.
Well, I think on a big point like that, Lee will be disappointed. The ball was on his strings. Just couldn't quite hook it round. I just feel this is a key game, Lee.
Sampras holds serve. 2-1 up.
Sampras leads 2 games to 1.
The next 6 games continue to go with serve. We rejoin the second set with Lee serving to stay in the set at 4-5.
So, now a bit of pressure for the Korean. Trying to equalize here in the second set. Sampras with probably his favorite shot, the forehand cross court.
Oh, that's vintage Sampras. When he dominated the men's game, he was the best in the business. He pulls it out of the big part of the match.
As Sampras stayed home.
When you're in this type of position, it's all about picking a side. Sampras gets lucky with his pick. He also has the hand skills to thread his backhand down the line.
I thought I heard a call, but no.
I think it's tough there for Fergus Murphy to overrule such a crucial point.
Now it looks like it was in the corner.
I'll go with the umpire.
Well, if looks could kill, we'd have a few troubled linesmen and an umpire. That time the bread and butter didn't come off. This crowd trying to pull Sampras through. Break point and set point for the American.
Let's first round.
Well, some tight moments there.
Both players there were slightly edgy. I think Lee was lucky a couple of times for the ball to drop in. But he'll take it.
Is that a look of confidence or a look of worry there? Lee hanging tight. Sampras attacking that second serve, and it paid off.
That is Sampras.
Oh, that's great play from Pete Sampras. He tried that a couple of times in the first set, and Lee came up with the winners, but it's a different kettle of fish when you're serving to stay in the set at 5-4 deuce.
Some heavy hitting from the Korean.
I think he got just rewards here. He was brave. He was the one who was more positive on that point.
He's not overpowering, but he plays with skill and precision. Back to deuce.
That is Lee.
But he was just laid on the backhand, Lee. Almost looked like he was falling backwards.
Game Lee.
So Lee, with the ace, gets it to 5 games all.
5 games all.
Force a tiebreak that Sampras had to win.
So Lee with a winning record in tie breaks. Something that Pete Sampras can't say this season.
1-0. Sampras.
What a good start for Sampras.
I think when you're serving first, you've got the upper hand, and then when you can make a statement like that with a big serve, Lee will definitely feel that.
Yeah, that's a nice combination. And it wasn't an easy shot. He had to get around that to bring the forehand into play.
Oh, this is a very difficult shot in any circumstances. But Lee possesses great footwork.
Now it's Sampras putting together the kind of point he's wanted to play.
Well, he's got this shot in his repertoire, but when you're lacking in confidence, you don't tend to play it. But there, on a crucial stage, certainly pulls it out of the bag.
So Sampras with the mini break. If he can hold on to his service points, he'd win this tiebreak.
That was clever play from Sampras. Not only did he elect to stay back on the second serve, but he also put more topspin on. Managed to get up above Lee's shoulders. He could control it.
4-1.
Sampras saving some of his best in the last moments of this second set. Must-win situation for Sampras. I think Sampras worked the point like he wanted to. Found a chance to play that running forehand cross court. Just couldn't pull the trigger.
Well, this was perfect play from Sampras. Under pressure, he kept the ball deep. And then when he was at his best, he used to play for people to open up to his forehand, and he used to crank that one cross court.
Yeah, it's like he almost baited them. You know, play it into that corner because that's my favorite shot.
And that's what he used to do to Agassi so many times as Hyung-Taik Lee's coach.
So Lee with one more serve coming. Nearly a full house here tonight at the National Tennis Center here in Toronto. They're being treated to a fine match as Lee keeps it close with his forehand.
Thing I like about Lee is he's such a sweet timer on the ball. Enables him to generate the pace. I think Sampras feels he's been hard done by in this match, but the umpire's not going to overrule it.
I was going with whatever she calls. They're too close for me to start jumping in on. Yes, yep, that's why we have line umpires.
Oh, don't be a smart ass to me.
No, but that's why we have them.
That's really smart, huh?
You're asking me on the close ones. I can't jump in on those.
You're pathetic. That's what you tell him. You fucking tell him. Yeah, you tell him you've done a bad job.
Sampras didn't have to say much, did he? I think the crowd was doing it for him. They certainly know who they'd like to come through here. Well, again, Lee scoring with the return. Now it's getting sticky. 4 points all. Sampras has to have this point, I feel, if he's going to have a chance to win this tiebreak. He's got it.
5-4.
So 5-4 Sampras. First one to 7. With a 2-point advantage. We'll take the tiebreak.
And this really is a phenomenal volley from Sampras.
6-4.
Such power generated.
Sampras.
Gives Lee no chance. Most players would have a chance to hit a pass, but not Sampras.
Set point.
Sampras.
Sampras with one more set point. This time on his own serve. Which way is he going to go, Barry? Into the backhand court?
Well, when I played him, I was told before the match, on a big point, he'll go to my backhand down the middle, but unfortunately he went wide both times. But I've got a hunch for the middle.
That's a big-time second serve. And it earns Sampras the second set. So the number 13 seed is even. And we will have a final set to decide this second round match. So Hyung-Taik Lee in a third set with Pete Sampras. Second time he's played him. This is the first time he's taken a set from him, winning the opening one, 6-4. Excuse me, 6-3. Now one set to decide it. And a good start for the Korean.
15 love.
He called it out. He called it. Pardon? These are all tied. It looked out from here. It looked out. For me, it looked out. He gave a low voice call, a late call.
Maybe he didn't call it.
He did call it when it bounced.
You looked at him a couple of times and he called it.
When it bounced, he called it, but I didn't really hear him. Then I looked, then his arm went out.
A number of these tight calls have gone against Sampras, and there's another one. Fergus Murphy having to wriggle his way out of that as well. I thought that one looked pretty good myself.
Well, I didn't hear a call, and that's what Sampras was moaning.
Well, that one looked pretty good. And I think he struck that one out of contempt more than anything.
But I think he was annoyed with the previous point or the call. There's no better way than coming out with a great shot like that.
So Sampras responds well.
30-all.
So perhaps adversity motivating Sampras to play his best tennis. Chance to draw blood here in the opening game.
Thank you.
Sampras with some fabulous tennis. And he secures the break in the opening game of the final set.
Well, Pete Sampras continued to get fired up and hold on to the one break for the next 5 games. We go back to centre court with Lee to serve at 2-4 in the final set.
Doesn't it seem like Sampras has used some of these difficult moments to really get focused and play his best tennis?
Well, I think Pete Sampras' game has lifted a level now. He's been more positive, and that's the key thing with Sampras. And that's why he's gone back to Paul Annacone.
What I like to see in the Sampras game is he's not just chipping and charging, he's driving the backhand and getting in behind it. So he really is playing aggressively, but with a flatter game as well. Lee is probably the best Korean player ever to play the game. He's certainly reached heights in ranking and performance that no other Korean has done. I'm not sure he can sustain these heights here. Sampras creating plenty of opportunities to secure a double break.
I always think sometimes when you love 40, you've got 3 break points. The most important one is the first one, because your opponent feels he's down and out.
The continued attack from Sampras is paying off. He secures a double break. He's up 5-2 now.
Sampras definitely playing great tennis now. We saw glimpses of it in his first round match against Wayne Ferreira, but I think once he got that sniff in the second set tiebreak, he's definitely taken it to Hyung-Taik Lee.
And Lee hasn't played badly either. I think it's just Sampras raising his game to a higher level. And it's always tough to take on champions like this and beat them on a big moment. Center court, sold-out audience here at the National Tennis Center in Toronto. So Sampras obviously more accustomed to a situation like this.
But I believe these 2 matches are perfect for Pete Sampras. What he wanted was tough matches to gain match tightness. That's exactly what he's got. Hopefully if he can close out this match here, he should be a big force for this tournament. Because the one thing the players will realise, if Pete Sampras starts to get to the quarterfinal and the semi-finals, that old aura will come back.
Well, during his 6-year reign as the #1 player in the world, he said that a lot of my matches I won in the locker room, but now he's having to win them all on the tennis court.
That's what Leighton Hewitt is creating right now.
This is one heck of an off backhand.
I think a little bit of luck from Hyung-Taik Lee. I'm not sure he quite meant the ball to go there. But still, great shot.
I think Pete Sampras wanted that serve to go right where it landed. Right in the backhand corner. Plenty of muscle behind it.
I think the one thing that's been labelled at Pete Sampras recently, Lee, is that on his serve he hasn't been hitting the corners. But I guess those last two, and the gain in confidence.
Lee has won more points, more battles. He may not win the war. Bread and butter. So after losing the opening set, former world number one is on the brink. What a backhand.
Well, this is an unbelievable point from Lee to say match point. It's a great return. Sampras comes up with a great half volley on the baseline. There's that power we were talking about that Lee generates.
Unable to convert on that backhand. Sampras finishes it off at the net. And this crowd had a lot to do with his getting back into this match and eventually winning it. It almost had a feel of a U.S. Open match in New York. This crowd well behind their man. Sampras wins it in 3.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear who the fans wanted to win this match. And Pete Sampras has delivered that favour. And we'll look forward to his 3rd round match.
That's a 3rd round match against Germany's Tommy Haas, being played once again under lights. And that's a point I'd like to quickly discuss with Peter Fleming. 3 night matches in a row. I mean, that's being pretty generous for Pete Sampras when it's not that hot.
They love Pete there. I mean, it was a great crowd, wasn't it?
Yeah, but is it fair, though?
Is it fair for who?
For Sampras. Is it fair for the rest of the players that Sampras is now being scheduled 3 night matches in a row?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Well, but when you think it's 80, 85, 90 degrees during the day, it's probably 65, 70 at night. I mean, there's got to be an advantage as far as energy level.